لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. This is As You Answer the Call. I am Rashida Abubakar, glad to be with you on the program. In a major move to improve Hajj administration in Nigeria, key stakeholders from the Hajj and Umrah industry convened at the public hearing organized by the Senate Committee on Foreign Affairs. The session focused on the proposal amendment to the Act establishing the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, which seeks to involve state and the FCT in the selection process of airlines during the Hajj exercises. Tonight on the Spotlight segment, we shall focus on the proceedings at the one-day public hearing. Also in the package, we have other regular segments such as Making the Hajj and NAHCON News Diary, which highlight the activities of NAHCON and other stakeholders in the Hajj industry. Still coming your way is the announcement of the quiz winner. Keep watching.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. The program kicks off with the News Diary. Stay with us.
As preparations for 2025 Hajj exercise continue to gather momentum, the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, has constituted two committees to screen air carriers and cargo companies to be engaged in the 2025 Hajj operations. Addressing members of the two committees, NAHCON Chairman Professor Abdullahi Sali tasked them to carry out their assignment with due diligence and select the best airlines and cargo companies for Nigerian pilgrims.
In this committee, are fully aware of the commitment and work involved. You are carefully selected to select on behalf of the Commission the most efficient, the most effective, the most reliable airlines, which will provide an excellent services to their pilgrimage.
Membership of the committees are drawn from the aviation industry, state pilgrims welfare boards, the presidency, security agencies, and NAHCON. In their separate remarks, Chairman, Senate Committee on Foreign Affairs, Senator Muhammad Sani Bello, represented by Alhaji Rabiu Adamu, and Chairman, House Committee on Muslim Pilgrimage, Honorable Jafar Muhammad, emphasized the importance of the committees to the Hajj operation and called for support to ensure smooth operations in the 2025 Hajj exercise.
I believe that the committees that you've set up are competent. So, against that backdrop, I wish the Commission all the best.
This is one of the most important programs because nothing can be done in Hajj operation without airline.
Also speaking, NAHCON Commissioner of Operations, Inspection and Licensing, Prince Anofio Olarewaju Elegushi, who will chair the committee screening air carriers and cargo companies, and Captain Ibrahim Yunusa, who will chair the Aviation Monitoring Committee, reiterated their commitments to the success of the exercise.
Mr. Chairman, we are ready to work day and night to make sure that we are able to finish this screening within the time frame given to us.
Inshallah, we will do our best to the best of our ability to make sure the Hajj operation is a success.
11 airlines, including 2 from Saudi Arabia, have indicated interest in the airlift of Nigerian pilgrims under Airlift Bilateral Agreement. In other news, Muslim Pilgrims Welfare Board of Federal Capital Territory has launched a sensitization and enlightenment campaign on early payment of Hajj deposits by residents of the FCT for the 2025 Hajj. The sensitization and enlightenment campaigns was first launched at the Palace of Honor of Abaji when the director of the FCT Pilgrims Board, Malam Qadri Eda, and his team paid a visit to the palace on the 27th of November 2024. Furthermore, the team also met with religious leaders in Kwali Area Council as well as Aguma of Gwagwalada, where traditional and religious leaders were briefed on the activities of the board regarding preparations for the 2025 Hajj exercise. In the same vein, the team also visited the Controller of Immigration Service FCT Command to seek his support and collaboration on the early issuance of travel documents to intending pilgrims.
Alhamdulillah, you are still watching As You Answer the Call, a public enlightenment presentation that keeps you abreast of the activities of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, and other Hajj-related matters. The Senate Committee on Foreign Affairs considered submissions from stakeholders in the Hajj industry, including NAHCON, on the push by lawmakers to amend the NAHCON Act 2006. In our Spotlight segment, we shall be looking at what the issues are and the perspectives of stakeholders on the proposed amendment. Keep watching.
لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك 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 اللهم لبيك لبيك لبيك.
The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, established by an act in 2006, is tasked with the responsibility of overseeing and regulating Hajj operations in Nigeria by ensuring that Nigerian pilgrims are able to perform the Hajj in line with Islamic teachings and global best practices. 18 years since its establishment, NAHCON has recorded successes in organizing the Hajj and also experienced some challenges in the process. With concerns over certain operational and regulatory practices, some stakeholders have called for the amendment of the Act.
The committee had to hold on with the public hearing.
Conference Room 231 at the complex of the National Assembly. It is the venue that brought together a diverse group of stakeholders in the Hajj industry. This includes representatives from NAHCON, led by its chairman, Professor Abdullahi Usman, State Pilgrims Welfare Boards, airline operators, and religious leaders, among others. The gathering was a public hearing organized by the Senate Committee on Foreign Affairs on a bill for an act to amend the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria Act to involve states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory in the selection of airline agencies for Hajj operations to promote efficiency, accountability, and other related matters. Chairman, Senate Committee on Foreign Affairs, Senator Abubakar Sani Bello, set the ball rolling on the business for the day.
I would like to state clearly that the committee does not have any position on this matter before it. It is the outcome of your presentations and expression of your positions that it will rely on to come up with a recommendation to the Senate. I urge you all to go straight to the issues at hand and contained in the bill and make your positions known clearly so that others can make their own contribution.
Making submissions on behalf of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, the Commission's Secretary, Dr. Abdullah Rabiu Kontagora, said the states are key players in the selection and screening of airlines during the Hajj.
The states are being involved in all the processes. There is no one process with regard to the selection or negotiation of for selection of air carriers that the states are not involved. They are involved in all these processes.
While speaking on allowing the states and FCT to manage feeding and accommodation in Medina, Dr. Kontagora has this to say.
The issue of states to manage feeding of pilgrims in Medina and Muna, consistent with the guidelines as formulated by the Commission, the state will rather or should rather have the Commission to coordinate it. Because Medina is but a transit. And transit means 4 days. 8 days. I don't think state will get a hotel for 4 days or 8 days to put their pilgrims. That is number one. Number two, the issue is not about feeding. The feeding, the airlift, and the accommodation, they go together. They are being coordinated. For you to be able to feed the pilgrims well, you have to have the idea of when they are coming. You have to have the idea of the accommodation. Where are they? This is better handled by a national body, which is the commission.
On the feeding in Muna, the secretary said, as a policy, the Saudi authority has taken it over. NAHCON only supervises the menu and the process of making the meal. Executive Secretary of Adamawa State Pilgrims Welfare Commission, Abubakar Salihu, spoke on the position of the states and the FCT.
Now, our understanding on the issue of these airlines, I don't have to repeat, the NAHCON has said a lot, and we don't want to be talking on that. Yes, we were involved at the level of...
Because you are presenting the States Pilgrims Board, I think it is important you make us understand exactly
all right then. Now, Mr. Chairman, Section 4A, 1 and 2 are not ambiguous regarding the functions of NAHCON, as I said. It has become imperative to create a new section that will deal with airlines, where the states, FCT and armed forces are involved in the selection, in the negotiation, and in the allocation of airlines to them for Hajj and Umrah pilgrimages.
In addition to this, the states argued against the 50-50 ratio with Saudi and Nigerian airlines.
It is an aberration for any country in this world to insist on a 50-50 inclusion of its carriers on other countries. It is an aberration. Is it only Nigeria that you go and do 50-50 with flyers? Why are they not doing 50-50 with America? Why are they not doing it with Malaysia? Why are they not doing it with Indonesia? Why are they not doing it with Ghana? Why are they not doing it with Cameroon? Why are they doing 50-50 with Nigeria?
With the floor open for contributions from stakeholders, more issues came up, such as air ticket price per pilgrim, the difference between scheduled and chartered flights, and the 50-50 agreement between Nigeria and Saudi Arabia on air carrier.
The selection of the airlines for the purpose of Hajj operation should be left at NAHCON, because the states do not have the capacity to evaluate the airworthiness and the bilateral agreements. And there are a number of issues from my experience. When I was in the presidency for 4 years, I was also, before the act, I was, the desk officer. And we had a number of experiences. Time will not allow me to say so, but I'll just say one. We had approved an airline, and we submitted to Saudi authorities. And based on the fact we had everything was okay with that airline. But then they did their search, and they found that the aircraft that was going to operate was actually stolen from somewhere in Asia.
There is issue of permit. As an airline, whether you are Egypt Air, Ethiopian Airline, or whatever, you cannot just come to Nigeria and take pilgrims at will. There has to be a permit, which the GACA, which they call the Civil Aviation of Saudi Arabia, give you the permit to do that. And they always consider the indigenous airlines first, and then their airline from Saudi Arabia. That's where the issue of 50-50 came on.
So long as that agreement is subsisting, we cannot revert to the old method. And I remember there was a high-powered delegation by the government of Nigeria, consisting of ministers, ambassadors, and so on. They traveled to Saudi Arabia with the sole intent of convincing Saudi Arabia to review that agreement we are referring to. They have not succeeded. What they are able to succeed was the implementation to be staggered, not 50% at once. So they started with 25%, 30%, 35%, and lastly, it was at 40%. There is every possibility now they will insist it has to be full implementation.
I want us to be very factual with it. If on the issue of carriers, on the issue of 50-50 or whatever percentage, if it is not what is obtainable as international best practice, then we must look at what is obtainable with other countries and also make our stand clearly on that.
I share the sentiments of the state boards I know their pains, but unfortunately, I'm sorry to say they are misguided. In the sense that if you want to go back to what obtained in the past, you must select the airlines, and the airlines you select must be allocated to your states, will go back to chaos. Hajj has gone beyond that stage world over. The spirit of the law established in the commission is in tandem with what obtains with Malaysian Tabang Hajj, the Indonesian Hajj mission, and all the other advanced Hajj missions. We want to emulate them. The only way to do that is if you empower the commission, supervise them, insist they do the right thing, then you will get where you want to go.
Also making contributions at the Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, Jamaatul Nasrul Islam (JNI), and Muslim Rights Concern (MURI).
Please, let's ensure that we empower the Hajj Commission to discharge its functions so that we can hold it and call it to account. Because for the Senate, I think this is the body, it is NAHCON that we can always call and hold to account. We cannot hold the states to account. So if we empower the NAHCON to actually discharge its functions diligently, it will be actually encouraging NAHCON to do its best.
If we decentralize the issue of picking airlines, we will go back to what we experienced in the dark days, 1991 to be precise. We cannot play with the lives of Nigerians. NAHCON, as at the center, should be allowed to pick those airlines.
The Council is in support of the bill, and with some of the points that I will mention now. On the issue of the carriers, it wants the bill to give every aspect of the travel and tours industry in Hajj affairs the right participation in the selection of the carriers, and with the information that we are getting on the floor now.
Still at the public hearing, Association for Hajj and Umrah Operators of Nigeria, AHUAN, Ministry for Foreign Affairs, as well as airliners also made submission. At the end of the public hearing session, the committee chairman assured that stakeholders who did not have the opportunity to make contributions can do so by writing to the committee. The session was then adjourned.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك.
MashaAllah, the program is As You Answer the Call. Coming up next is Making the Hajj. Tonight, Imam Tahir Ibrahim continues discussion on preparations for Hajj. Let's hear him.
Hajj is one of the pillars of Islam.
The circumambulation of the Holy Kaaba is a pillar of the major pilgrimage.
Arafah is the most significant pillar of Hajj.
Whoever misses Arafah has missed Hajj.
The most important benefit of Hajj is to be born again.
And Al-Hajj al-Mabrur, accepted Hajj, has no any reward except the paradise.
لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك 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 اللهم.
Having established Allah's consciousness and sincerity of intention, intending pilgrims are further encouraged to make adequate financial preparation, particularly on what will sustain their families when they are away for the Hajj.
One has to be able to raise the money that will cater for his traveling to and fro, and at the same time he will be able to cater for himself while he's away in Mecca.
The Islamic scholar says it is best for intending pilgrims to make sure they are prepared physically.
Hajj rite, we know it involves a lot of activities. one must trek. One must have the stamina and the energy to move. So my advice to the intending pilgrims is that they should start preparing themselves for physical fitness. Those who are not exercising their bodies, they should please start as early as possible.
Apart from being physically ready, being mentally and medically prepared is also essential.
Intending pilgrims should not take it light when it comes to this medical talk. They should listen to the medical personnel and whatever they encourage them to do to either safeguard them against some diseases or boost their immunity for having fitness and other health-related issues. They should do it.
Patience, tolerance and self-control are also fundamental requirements for the Hajj.
Whatever you don't want someone to do for you, you should not do it to another. In fact, we are even guided that la yuminu ahadukum hatta yuhibba li akhihi ma yuhibbu li nafsihi. None of you is a really believer until he likes to his brother what he likes to himself.
Other forms of preparations include knowing the type of Hajj to perform, security consciousness, as well as what consolidates or validates the Hajj exercise, and many more. Imam Tahir Baba Ibrahim then advised intending pilgrims to take advantage of the weekly enlightenment program organized by states across the country for more information.
Alhamdulillah, now it's time to know the winner of last week's quiz and also the question for this week. Good luck.
لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك.
Welcome to the quiz segment. The question in the last episode was, what months of the Islamic calendar are referred to as Miqatul Zaman? The correct answer is the last 3 months of Islamic calendar, Shawwal, Zulqa'dah and Zulhijjah. The winner is Fatima Khaila from Kano State. She provided the answer ahead of others. Fatima Khaila will be contacted on how NAHCON will reach her with the prize she won. A quiz winner will get 25,000 Naira cash prize. This is part of NAHCON's effort on social investment in Nigeria. Now to the quiz for this week, and the question is, mention 3 places designated as Miqatul Makan. Again, mention 3 places designated as Miqatul Makan. Text your answer to the number showing on your screen. The winner will be the first person whose correct answer is received. All answers should carry the name and location of sender. Good luck and happy viewing. Once again, good luck to you. Up next are your messages.
لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لبيك.
Abdul Karim Gama sent in the first message. It reads, I hope and pray for the best for the leadership at NAHCON and the entire Hajj community. Ismail Sani Safi sent in the second message. It says, MashaAllah, may Allah continue to guide NAHCON as it progresses steadily with the preparations for the 2025 Hajj exercise. The message segment ends this week's edition of the program. See you same time, same day next week with another edition of the program. But before we go, remember that you can send your messages, comments, observations and questions through our mobile phone number and other social media platforms. Once again, thanks for watching. Ma'asalam.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا